Today we're going to talk all about removing energy blockages. You might have an energy blockage if you feel depressed, if you have any self-sabotage type behaviors, also if you procrastinate on the same type of tasks over and over and over again, so repeated patterns. You might also just feel stuck, or you might feel overly emotional, or really just feel out of balance. So today we're going to talk all about removing these energy blockages. Before we get into that, I want to kind of set the stage a little bit. We are all made up of energy. Our thoughts are energy. Our feelings are energy. The whole world is energy. We have energy currents flowing through us all the way down to our cells. And so what I want to explore today is unresolved emotions and how they play into your energy and your well-being. Unresolved emotions disrupt your flow of energy in your body. If we don't deal with these emotions, they ultimately become trapped emotions. What these trapped emotions are is they are residual energy from a traumatic event. Trauma or distress can be anything from a job loss, a relationship breakup, money or financial issues, career changes. There's really no way to completely avoid these things. This is a part of life. This is a part of being on earth. But in order for things to be vital and balanced in our body, we need to deal with these types of emotions. We need to have free-flowing energy throughout our body. If something traumatic happens, such as a job loss, this will automatically rock our world and make us feel unsafe or unstable. Body and nervous system, ultimately, they react to this trauma, and it ends up being an energy imbalance within our body. And ultimately, our energy state really affects how we view and how we experience the world. And sometimes these energy blockages can actually even manifest into a physical ailment. If you spent years of your childhood being told to shut up and that your voice wasn't important, you could actually manifest issues within your throat chakra, which could look like any thyroid issues, throat, mouth, teeth, gum issues. Aside from physical disease, it can also start to manifest in our relationships, in our career, in how we handle money, and we actually might start to self-sabotage in some of these areas. Each day, as a regular practice, it's really important to clear our energy from any lower frequencies or vibrations. Much like we need to shower on a regular basis, we also need to clear our energy. And when you think about how many different types of energy that you might come across in a day, you can really start to put into perspective how important it is to clear your energy on a daily basis. This is also why it is really powerful to do a good deep clean in your house. Get rid of anything that no longer resonates with you, or anything that carries a lower frequency, or even just a bad experience. Daily cleansing can help you to feel better, help with your trust and confidence in the universe, and just feel more in flow in your life. And much like the feeling that you get when you clean out a lot of clutter, you will start to feel lighter. So daily cleansing of your energy is not complicated. It's really important not to make it complicated. Otherwise, we tend to not do things if we make them too hard or too complicated. So a really easy way for you to cleanse your energy each day is to do it while you are in the shower. So when you're in the shower and the water is running down your body, visualize it sweeping away and washing away any of the lower vibrations or the negative energy that you might have come across in your day. You can even visualize the negative energy as like dirt being washed out of your body. Sometimes it can be beneficial to also visualize yourself standing underneath a waterfall. And I like to visualize white light coming in through my crown and filling up my entire body. If you attach your energy clearing to something that you're already doing, it'll make it a lot easier for you to get in the habit of doing it. So after you're done that, you can call upon Archangel Michael to help in protecting your newly cleansed energy. Another really simple way to unblock stuck energy is to pull up earth energy through your body. And you can do this by having your feet flat on the floor and visualize a cord, an energy cord, coming from your root chakra down into the earth, and visualize energy coming up from the earth through your body, through your center channel, and coming through all of your chakras and out through your crown, pushing out all that stuck energy and sort of like a water fountain and having it run down back to the earth. Let it run until you feel like it's cleared. In order for us to live our fullest potential, we need to clear this stagnant energy. It's sort of like building a house on a weak or a broken foundation. If we don't deal with what the root issue is, these issues will keep coming up. We will have the same issues come up over and over again. If we have the same patterns, we're going to get the exact same results. Building a strong foundation is essential. So physically, what are we feeding our body? Are we exercising? Mentally, what are we feeding our mind? Are we getting enough rest? And emotionally, are we dealing with our emotions and are we honoring our true feelings? Another way that we can remove these blockages is through sound healing. Sound and vibrations can really have a profound effect on our body. We have various states of consciousness when we are awake and when we are asleep. And certain sounds and music can actually put us in a deep meditative state. When we are in a deep meditative state, our breathing patterns change. So if we are using a crystal singing bowl with water in it, we can visibly see the difference in how the water looks when there is vibrations of sound going through it. So if the structure of water is changing with these healing vibrations, and our body is made up of majority water, imagine what it can do for our body. Recently got this quartz crystal singing bowl that has the specific frequency for my sacral chakra. So what's really interesting is that different frequencies can affect the different chakras and help our body to heal in different ways. So sound healing can be a really beneficial technique for us to heal our energetic body. So now I really want to highlight the importance of acknowledging your feelings. When we feel triggered, we usually do one of two things. We are in reaction mode and we might lash out, or we will suppress those emotional feelings. It's important to acknowledge that there was a reason why you might have felt triggered in that situation. And while I do understand how frustrating it is when somebody does something that triggers you, I think it's really important to avoid projection though, and to turn more inward. And honestly, we can't really control how anybody else acts. We can only control ourselves. And a couple of weeks ago, I did a 2023 energy forecast, and I talked about the importance this year of turning inward. I think that this kind of ties into that a little bit. When we feel triggered, there is an unresolved emotion within us for why we feel triggered. When you feel triggered, where do you feel it? Where do you feel that it's stored in your body? And once you find out where it is being stored in your body, does it hold any color or does it have any shapes to it? You can use that exercise that I mentioned earlier to help you to push those unresolved emotions out of your body. I think one of the biggest things is just being aware of it, because once we're aware of it, we can help to heal it and it gives it less power. And the more you acknowledge it, the less control it will have over you. So not getting stuck on where it came from or who did what. We can't control anybody else's actions. The only thing we can do is take responsibility for our part that we played in it. Our nervous system is constantly taking in information and responding accordingly. Now imagine carrying a really heavy backpack on your back for months upon months and maybe even years, and that backpack represents unresolved or unhealed emotions. Imagine how good it will feel when you remove the backpack. There's really the power in doing a lot of the energy work and energy clearing in your body regularly. There are some other things that you definitely can try to help with the flow of energy within your body. You can do yoga, you can do Tai Chi, Qigong, stretching. All of this intentional movement can help to get the flow of energy going in your body. Help to release any stored energy or even blocked emotions. Through my years and practice as an energy healer, I've really learned the importance of being patient with myself. None of this stuff comes overnight. It really does take time to develop a practice, and I know that sometimes it can be really hard to shine the light inward and look at where we need to take responsibility for certain things and look at where we need to improve as a spiritual being. I think a lot of what we see in the world is a lot of projection of emotions, when what really needs to happen is that everybody needs to take a look inward, and we all need to self-reflect, and we all need to see where we need to improve. So if we are eating junk food all day, every day, and we're wondering why we're not feeling well, sometimes it's not other people's fault. Sometimes we have to take a look inward and see what part we are playing in our own suffering. But I get it. It is really hard sometimes to take a look at ourselves and to recognize that we might even be playing a part in our self-sabotaging behaviors or our own suffering. So with that said, I'm going to close with a collective pull from my starseed oracle that I just got. And we will leave it hopefully on a good note. I shuffled these already, but we're going to shuffle again. All right, what should we know? Okay. Child of the cosmos, the intelligence of the universe lies within you. What were we just talking about? We were talking about doing the inner work. Okay, so let me see. Let me show closer. Beautiful cards. Okay, so I'm going to look up the cards. So I'm just going to read in this little book what it says. The intelligence of the universe lies within you. There's a mysterious force that governs all of life, an intelligence that tells flowers when to bloom and the tides and seasons when to come and go. That intelligence is within you too. It was there before you drew your first breath, and it will be there well beyond your last. It's the part of you that informed every cell what to do when you were in your mother's womb. It's harder to resist this force than it is to surrender to it. Because Earth is a planet of polarity and free will, it's easy to forget that this intelligence exists within us. So often we become disconnected from this pulse of life and fall into the pattern of believing that we're separate or feeling that we need to go it alone. We can feel isolated and as if we need to figure things out for ourselves, to rely on our own strength. You're being called to remember the intelligence that's within each and every one of your cells. To remember that you're a precious child of a loving, gentle universe, that you have access to all of the intelligence, wisdom, strength, flow, and qualities there ever were, are, or will be. And to remember that if flowers know exactly when and how to bloom, then you do too. Starseed, soul inquiry, how can you surrender more deeply to the intelligent flow of life? Oh my goodness. I was just talking about going inward, and I do feel like that is a major theme for this year. So if you haven't checked out my 2023 forecast, definitely go check it out on my page. And don't forget, you hold all the power within you. You are amazing, and never ever stop sharing your light. So if you liked this video, thought it was helpful, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my new YouTube channel.